Very good afternoon, and thanks for clicking on to Vogan's European Outlook. It's Thursday, the 3rd of February, and we're fast approaching the weekend, of course. Again, looks as if we're going to see another very unsettled weekend to come. We've got unsettled weather at the moment, with a fairly potent cold front driving into the northwest Highlands as I speak, and that is going to progress southeastwards over the course of today, Thursday, and that will set the stage for a very unsettled end to the week and weekend to come, with a big divide in temperatures north and south over the British Isles. But here is the 2 meter temperature anomalies, or the 850 millibar temperature anomaly, should I say, for the lower 48. Why am I showing you this? Well, you know the picture that I've been alluding to for quite some time. Arctic air continuously driving southwards over North America into the United States in waves. We've got, at this very moment in time, warmer up the eastern seaboard, but very colder, intensely colder, driving down the plains from southern Canada all the way into the heart of Texas. As you can see, over the next couple of days, we're going to see that cold air progress eastwards here. And this is by the time we reach 18Z on Saturday. Very colder over the northeastern half of the country. Milder, always trying to push northwards. And as I press through the loop here, you can see here these interludes of warm and cold. So it's a constant movement of atmosphere over North America. There's nothing set in stone. There's warmer, always trying to push north, colder, always trying to push south. And of course, that is continuing to drive a very energetic jet stream across the Atlantic, keeping our weather rather unsettled as we go forward here. But let's have a look at the jet stream, because it is quite interesting to see the fluctuations north and south over the country and over the North Atlantic as we go forward here. Let's have a quick look at the North Atlantic view here, because this really does kind of tell the story, if you will, about our pattern at the moment here. Of course, the westerlies and the Atlantic jet stream very much in the driving seat at this very moment in time, and that is going to continue to drive some very, very unsettled, big undulations in temperature profile. Of course, we've got this jet stream coming out of the southeastern United States, of course, that digs south over North America, forces the jet stream north over the North Atlantic. We've got a pretty strong jet stream, as you can see here, during the course of Saturday over the North Atlantic, because of the bitterly cold air over Greenland. Very mild air, actually, over the central portion of the North Atlantic here. And, of course, we've got the jet stream, of course, turn across the UK during the course of Saturday. Like I say, we've got cold air over the north, cold air across the south, and snowfall is going to become more of an issue, I think, especially over high ground, but not exclusively over high ground during the course of today and through the weekend coming up here. And I'll look at that in just a second. But you can see here the jet kind of takes that northward push as the area of high pressure to the southwest kind of nudges northwards here. And then, of course, with the next area of low pressure that comes in, that kind of forces the high south, forces the jet stream south as well, and we've got this up and down type of profile in terms of the temperature as we go forward here. So here's the story here off the GFS. This is the overall view here. You can see an approaching frontal system, fairly deep area of low pressure, if you notice, just to the north of the British Isles here. That the frontal system will push through and southeastwards over the course of today, introducing colder air on the backside, with wintry showers becoming more prevalent across the northern half of the British Isles. But also on the backside of the frontal system, there is actually enough cold air that we may see some snow over parts of the Pennines, over the Cumbrian Fells, down into parts of Wales possibly, and even over the high ground, the moors of the southwest of England as well, may see a little bit of a covering of snow as this cold air digs southwards, especially later on this evening when the colder air settles in after dark. We could see some wintry showers even to low levels across Scotland. Let's have a look at the view in a closer version here, because it is actually quite interesting to see what takes place here. So let's look at the British Isles chart. And you can see here, as we press through the course of today, we've got this narrow frontal boundary, a cold front pushes through. Notice the snowfall breaking out on the backside of it. Very windy conditions. We've got a squeeze in the isobars. So we're going to see some very windy conditions, especially later on, into tomorrow and into Saturday. The isobars will really squeeze and pinch together. And with 50 to 60 miles per hour winds, we could see some further disruption due to wind. But we also may introduce disruption in the version of snowfall as well. But you can see here, as we press through into the weekend here, we've got snow showers coming in on a west to northwesterly wind, feeling pretty cold as well. Then, of course, we've got another frontal boundary that comes through during the course of Saturday. And, of course, that is the big divide here between north and south. If we look at the 850 millibar temperatures, you can see here relatively mild at the moment. First frontal system pushes through over the course of today, introducing colder air in the backside for snowfall indeed. Then we've also got a frontal system that pushes through. Slightly milder air comes back in during the second half of tomorrow. And then with the next frontal system pushing through during the course of Saturday, we've got this north-south divide. Probably temperatures of about 9 to 11, maybe 12 Celsius across the south, holding in mid single figures across the north, factoring in a pretty stiff wind from the west northwest, and we could be talking about wind chills close to the freezing mark during the course of Saturday. But a rather distinct north-south profile and temperature during the course of the Saturday time frame, and we'll keep our eyes on that. And of course, we've got the northerly winds that come down as that low pushes to the east. You start to, of course, drag in much milder conditions. Then the next area of low pressure pushes up towards Greenland and Iceland. That allows this area of high pressure to the southwest to kind of push northwards, filling the void, filling the gap in the atmosphere, if you will. And of course, we've got the much milder push of air during the course of Monday. Then eventually, the frontal system associated with that low up between Greenland and Iceland, a very deep area of low pressure, if you notice here. Let's have a quick look actually at the overview chart here, because that looks like a beast. Yeah, 926 millibars. What a heck of a deep area of low pressure up in this region of the country here. And as we play through the loop, you can see the next boundary coming through, and much colder. Notice here that it kind of peels away from the gap, but I don't know what the name of that body of water would be, whether it's just the Atlantic or whether there's actually a strait there that's named. I'm not sure. But you notice here it kind of pulls away from that region, and then kind of takes a bit of a kind of dive down towards the northern half of the British Isles. Interesting little kink to the west of that area of low pressure here. That may be a pretty intense little feature that develops. I'm not necessarily going as far as to say that another quarry or anything, but those kind of little kinks are always a little bit suspicious in terms of a developing tight, potent area of low pressure that may develop off this feature right here. But nonetheless, what I would imagine it would do would be dragging in much colder air, even colder than what we're seeing at the moment and over the next several days, and may introduce further snowfall across the British Isles. As we see here, we've got northerly winds coming in during the second half. Of course, this is a week from now, so a long way out, of course. But you get the overall idea, ups and downs in terms of temperature, and it will be interesting to see what happens as we go forward. Let's have a quick look at the snowfall prospects here finally, and you can see here that we've got the potential for some significant snow, especially across the north. Now, this is off the GFS, by the way, and as we play through the loop, the frontal system through the course of today moves southwards. On the backside, wintry precipitation taking place here, as you can see. Then as we go through the weekend, you can see here that the snowfall really starts to pep up over the West Highlands, the Central Highlands, and possibly even down to low levels across the northern half of the British Isles. In fact, we may even see some snow trying to mix in through the M8 corridor between Glasgow and Edinburgh with this as the cooler air starts to become more penetrative in this region. But of course, always much milder across the southern half of the UK. But looks as if we're starting to lay down a more substantial snow cover, if you notice here, during... Wow, I do apologise for that. it is interesting, at least at the very, very least, folks. We're getting to see something a little bit more wintry in terms of snowfall, something that we've not seen much of during the course of this winter so far here. Hopefully, if anything, we can get a little bit more of this at the very least. So, yeah, we're going to have to keep an eye on this. Looks as if snowfall will come and it will go. As I press through the loop here, you can see that even snowfall down the more southern portions of the UK as we push towards the middle portion of the month. So we'll watch this space. I hope you have a great day, and I'll hopefully be back tomorrow. If not, I'll be back on Saturday with the very latest. Of course, always hit the like button, share and subscribe, and of course, press the bell for the notifications for each video as I upload them. Hope you have a great day. Bye for now.